Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, and today we're going to talk about AMZY, MSTY, and NVDY. I'm going to give you 3 updates. I'm going to get you back to your day. First, let's talk about distributions this week. It's going to be Group A. So none of these 3 funds are going to be in Group A. But if you own Tesla or Crash or one of these others, you're going to get paid this week. Now, what did YieldMax do with AMZY this week? Well, my reporting is they sold the 192.50 again. We've sold that 192.50 now for a couple weeks. So really interesting. We get above it, we get below it. It's a very interesting, we keep on selling the 192.50. But they also bought the 195 and 197.50. Let's see how this week pans out. Should be a good week-ish. Right now we're in the red. Maybe it's just going to be a sideways market this week. No telling. I went out to Seeking Alpha, did a couple downloads, a couple articles. Nothing really new to report, but one report did show, hey, the Seeking Alpha has some price targets. And they show those price targets from analysts, from Wall Street. Now, I'm going to tell you, you need to take this with a grain of salt, because one thing Seeking Alpha also gives you, and if you didn't know this, they give you where the average analysts have predicted before, like over history, and you can tell by the chart, well, the analysts always seem to be a little high, except back there in 2000. So always got to take that with a grain of salt. My analysis says about 200. So I'm like a lot closer to the actual price than what the analysts are predicting. So one word of warning, and this is huge for everybody. Buy on red days. That's all I can tell you. If I go out to YieldMax and I look at their premiums, we spend a lot more time in premiums than at a discount. Keep that in mind. You don't want to pay a premium. You want to buy it at a discount if you can. So keep that in mind. You don't want to play, 0.2, 0.3 extra when you should really be buying it at NAV. Unfortunately, these are all historical charts. So you actually have to go out and look at the NAV to figure out if you're paying something close. So last week, MicroStrategy went right through every single call. Every call they had, and they had them gapped all the way up. And it ran through every single one of them. So this week, they did the call spread. We'll see how it plays out. I personally am not happy about how far apart that spread is, but hey, I guess I'm not going to complain. I think this is going to be a weak week. That's good. So I don't think this week is going to be very strong like it was last week. And I think this is going to play out just fine for us. But hey, I'm not a fortune teller. If I was, I wouldn't be making YouTube videos. I'd be like, I don't know, someplace else. So the last one we're going to talk about is NVDY. NVDY's calls, I had to look at them twice this week. I mean, it's just like, what are you doing? What I noticed that they did was they sold the 123, they sold the 130, but then they bought the 128, which really makes me happy. That actually really makes me happy, because half the calls are at 130, half the calls at 123, and if we get to 128, then we're back through where the 123 was. So I like this. I actually prefer something like this, where they're not only doing call spreads, but they're actually selling just a regular call. And let's see how this plays out. So I downloaded the data today, and we'll see how this one plays out financially for us and see which was a better strategy, because they did it 50-50 this week on NVDY. I'm going to let you get back to your day. Until next time, God bless. Oh, so if you're still hanging around. So I actually had a fund manager reach out to me instead of me reaching out to them. One, to say thank you on one of my videos. That's good. Second one is they actually volunteered to come on the show. So I actually might have a fund manager. A lot of people love come on the show, and I'm going to ask them some harder questions, but I'm going to write down my questions for these guys because I really want to get technical with them. And I've seen some of their other videos, and it's kind of glossy. Their last video they did, they got a little bit technical, but I really want to go more down that technical path with them because they seem to be nice guys, and so far they give good, honest answers. So stay tuned for that one. Take care.